everybody's on their best behavior on a cruise, right? Well, I think we've identified a certain group of cruisers out there that might have you second guessing that, and we're going to talk all about it right after this. Hey, it's Mike from Cruise Vet Adventures here, and I'm back again with another cruise tips vlog. And today we're going to talk about the top 5 most annoying cruisers that you will run into on a cruise. All right, so let's get into it. Now, I did this list a while back, maybe a year or two ago, and I reviewed it, and I decided that, it just wasn't up to date. I think I needed to do some updates on it. And so this is my list. So here we go. Number 1, elevator snobs. Well, you're probably wondering, elevator snobs, what could he possibly mean by that? Well, here's what I mean, folks. Have you ever been on your cruise and you're standing in front of the elevators, the elevator bank, if you will, and you've been waiting for a good 5 minutes, and finally, the bell sounds, the door opens, and all of a sudden, this group of folks just bum rushes right past you into the elevator. It's pretty annoying, right? Or how about this? You're on the elevator, and you're coming down to your floor, and the door opens. You're trying to get out, and here comes another group just bum rushing, trying to knock you over to get on the elevator. I mean, what is that all about? Well, folks, that's what an elevator snob is, in my opinion. It's just common sense. If you see somebody that's been waiting there for a while, let them on. If you see somebody that's handicapped, or that their mobility challenged or something, let them go on before you. And if you're waiting for the elevator and the door opens and you see somebody trying to get off, let them get off before you get on. Just a couple of extra seconds, a deep breath, and things will go a lot smoother. Number 2, line cutters. Well, I think we've all encountered this one right here, folks. I mean, how many times have you been in line at guest services, and all of a sudden somebody just goes straight to the front desk and just as if none of us were standing in line? Or, you're in line at the buffet and there's an obvious line. People are waiting to get through. People are waiting to get to the whatever food item they're trying to get to. And lo and behold, here comes some cruiser just straight to the front and just cuts right in to get that, extra chicken wing. There's no call for that, folks. It's, foul on the play. So, again, just take a few extra seconds. If you see a line, there's no need to ask, hey, is this the line? Or is there a line here? Or, just get in line, whatever line's appropriate. It's just going to make things a lot smoother and make everybody else, your fellow cruisers, much calmer. Keeps the blood pressure down. So that's number 2, line cutters. Number 3, chair hogs. Well, here's another one for you, folks. How many times have you walked out on the Lido deck at 8 o'clock in the morning thinking, oh, well, there should be plenty of chairs available, only to find that 95% of all the chairs have already been claimed and there's not a soul in sight? This seems to be a common occurrence for me on my most recent cruises. And I don't know if people are getting up in the middle of the night and running down there and putting their stuff on the chairs. I really don't know what it is. Or maybe there's a secret society of chair hogs that, you know, they spring into action just before the sun comes up. But and it's not just the Lido chair hogs. How many of you have encountered this? For you folks that play in the casino, is you'll be, it's typically these cruise ship casinos, they're not that big. They're not as big as the typical one you'd see on land. And sometimes if it's a busy night, it's hard to find a machine. And how many times have you saw your favorite machine and you've been waiting to play it, and there's always a chair turned up, and so you go back 2 or 3 times and that chair is still turned up? I mean, what's going on with that? Did somebody reserve that particular machine for the whole cruise? Is there some extra program that I don't know about? You pay an extra fee and you get to reserve a machine for the whole cruise? I mean, what is going on, folks? I mean, I can understand, and I'm not talking about the folks that are playing and, they've got to go to the restroom real fast and they go and they come back. I'm not talking about those folks. I'm talking about the folks that, they turn the chair up and they're gone, for like 4 or 5 hours, and then they come back and resume playing. I mean, that's a little bit ridiculous, folks. So again, have respect for your fellow cruisers. If you're going to use the chair, then use the chair, but don't reserve it for the whole day, and you're only going to be there for like an hour. So that's number 3. Number 4, walkway doorway blockers. Yes, cruise ships can be confined spaces, and it's usually pretty evident when you're trying to transit from one point of the ship to the other. And sometimes you've got these narrow hallways, walkways, if you will, to get from the forward end of the ship to the midships or aft. And so it can be kind of busy at certain times. People trying to get to a show, trying to get to their dinner. And, the last thing that we need is for somebody to decide they're going to have a town meeting right in the middle of the hallway as you're trying to get from the theater to the pizza place, or from the casino to the main dining room. It's uncalled for. So don't block the middle of the hallway. If you need to, get off to the side, or impeding traffic. Again, it raises the stress level for everybody. It's not going to make you very popular. And then while we're at it, how many times have we encountered this? This seems to be something that's popped up more and more since the whole restart that I've noticed. For example, on Carnival, they have this wonderful app, and when it gets to mealtime, you pull out the app and you check in to the main dining room, and then they will send you a notification when your table's ready, and then you've got about 10 minutes to get there and get your table. I mean, how convenient? How much more convenient could it be? But yet, there's some people that they show up to the main dining room, and then they want to check in on the app, or they check in on the app and then they go stand right in front of the door, not off to the side, not out of the way somewhere, but right in front of the entrance. And so for when folks like me who did it the right way and have already got my table reserved, I'm trying to get there. Well, now I've got to fight through the gauntlet of folks that are just, for whatever reason, I don't know why, they're standing right in front of the doorway. And there's just it defies logic. So yes, folks, if there's an entrance, a doorway, find somewhere else to congregate or have your conversation or whatever. Let other folks, enter the venue and enjoy themselves. Again, it keeps the blood pressure down, makes for a much happier cruise. And so that's number 4, the walkway/doorway blockers. Number 5, hallway ruffians. Now, for this one, it's something that I've encountered a little bit more, I've noticed. And how many times have you been in your cabin late at night and you're trying to get to sleep, and all of a sudden you hear somebody running down the hallway screaming at the top of their lungs, or there's a whole group of folks and they decide that 3 o'clock in the morning and right outside your cabin in the hallway is the place to have an evening recap of today's events, high-fiving, laughing, you know. Or there's the other folks that decide they want to run down the hallway and rip off people's door decorations and write things on their little whiteboards that they left out. And I mean, what is that all about? So folks, please, I know, far be it from me. I don't want to be the fun police. I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade or be the party pooper. But there's plenty of venues on the ship to go and engage in those kind of antics, have those late night conversations, meetings, and yelling. The Lido deck is the perfect place. So, just be mindful if you're down in an area where it's mostly cabins. People might be trying to sleep, might be trying to relax. They're trying to sleep off that hangover. And so the peace and quiet would definitely be appreciated. And please, if somebody's got door decorations, just leave them alone. Well, all right, folks, that is my top 5 list of most annoying cruisers. And so, what do you think about that? Did I leave anything off? Is there something that you've noticed, a certain type of cruiser that you've noticed that didn't make it onto my list? Well, let me know in the comments about it, and I'll consider making a new list, making a new video. But with that, folks, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. As always, if you like this video, consider hitting the thumbs up on the way out. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It's completely free, helps the channel grow, push the message out to the masses. And I greatly appreciate anybody that watches, subscribes, likes, shares, comments. And I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. So, hope you're having a great day. Hope you're enjoying whatever it is that you're doing. And I will see you on the next video. Take care, everybody.